Thank you for calling Honeysuckle Springs Apartments. My name is Nurse Ratchet. What the heck do you want? Hopefully it's not that bad when you call your assets, when you call your communities. Hopefully your people aren't that awful, but there's a chance they might be, or even worse. Call them right now, boop, 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 and listen, there's a chance they're not even answering the phones. Let's spend a few minutes together and let me explain to you how you can improve your skills on the phone, how you can easily, effectively show your people how they can make a few changes and you can out-lease your competition 7 times. You can close 7 times more deals than even the biggest players out there. You know who they are. I'm not going to name their names. Simply by changing your demeanor and changing the questions that you ask your prospects on the phone. By the way, if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. It's the most effective training in the world for property managers, for leasing professionals, and my good friends, my team. I love them to death. You're here because they asked and I delivered. The American Apartment Owners Association, in conjunction with the awesome, the great, the amazing Rent Magazine, they said, hey Matt, let's say you had 2 units. Let's say you had 20 units. Let's say you had 200 units. All right, let's go big time. Let's say you had a portfolio of 20,000 units. We want to know, our readers want to know, our subscribers at Rent Magazine, they want to know what's the one thing, if you only had a few minutes to spend with somebody, that you could help them with that would help them get more leases, that would help them increase their top line revenue, that would help them feel better about all this spend they have going out the door for marketing, to make sure that those calls coming into the leasing office convert into tours, and most importantly, convert into leases. Now, I teach everything about the entire leasing process. Let me give you just a little tiny, just a smidge, just a little micro course. Feel free to share this video with your leasing teams about talking about the phones, okay? There's so many mistakes that we make on the phones, and it's not your fault. It's not your people's fault. I wanna start just leveling the playing field right now. If you've got somebody watching this video and they're like, oh, dang, I've been doing it all wrong. Of course you have. I haven't shown you how to do it correctly. There's a lot of misinformation out there in the multifamily world. There's a lot of really bad sales training out there too. Some of it's complete garbage. Why is all of the sales training out there, well, most of it, we do a great job at Leasing University. Why is all the sales training out there not working today? Why is it not relevant today? I'll tell you why, really quickly, okay? The world has totally changed. Whether you're an investor with one single rental property, you've got an 8-plex, you've got 100 units, you've got 200 units, or again, you've got 100,000 units. Here's the big difference. In the past, and when I say past, I mean like even just 5 years ago, renters had very little access to information, and they had even fewer choices. I remember, because I'm older than dirt, some of my OGs watching the video might remember this. When I needed an apartment, I had to literally get in my car, drive to the grocery store, look for this thing. It looked like a newspaper stand. Some of you watching the video are like, what the heck's a newspaper? It was a box that we had to put coins in and get our news, right? We couldn't just scroll through social media. Next to the newspaper stand was a little, who remembers the For Rent Guide? There was a little thing called the For Rent Guide. You had 2 choices. You could get yourself a For Rent Guide, or you could put the 35 cents in for the newspaper and get the classified ads. Where am I going with this? In the past, renters, those were their only ways to figure out information. They had very, very, very little access for information, which is why there's still old sales training around telling you to put balloons out, right? And bake cookies. Maybe somebody will smell the cookies and come to your apartment community. That's nuts. That's crazy. We've got the awesome teams at CoStar, Apartments.com. We've got Trulia, HotPads, Craigslist, Zillow. You've got Google. You've got your social media campaigns. whatever you're doing for advertising, people are being bombarded with not only your ads, but everybody else's. So they've got access to more information than ever before. Renters also have more choices than ever before. Why am I telling you this? This is vital. This is paramount. This is foundational to why you have to change the way you handle calls on the phone. Because back in the past, when people had no access to information and no choices, it was the job of Nurse Ratchet, and she could be as rude as she wanted to. How can I help you? What do you want? Right? She could click away at her key. Oh, I was just hoping perhaps maybe you had a 2-bedroom. Hold on, let me check, sugar. Right? That was the best sales thing that she had. She'd call them sugar, thinking that would work. Right? And she'd bang away at her key. I don't have any. See you later. Bye. Right? Today, your prospect, they already know, in some cases, more about your community and your competition than you do. It's called apartments.com, right? There's a sea of green triangles. They've already seen photos. They know what's going on. In today's world, when you answer that phone, you need to be skillful. You need to be pleasant. You need to be positive. And most importantly, you have to have a conversation that helps that person make a decision. The days of you being able to be successful in property management, just providing information, this is what I have available, these are our amenities, these are the square foot, this is the rent, here's our special, do you want it, are over. So let me give you a crash course right now in a few things that I would be asking if somebody called me. I'm not going to go through all of our phone training, but let me just give you a little bit. First off, tell your people to answer the phones differently. They need to be answering within 3 rings. If you don't believe me, call any apartment community. You start to get so tense, you start to get so upset right about that 3-ring mark. It actually takes a long time for you to listen to 3 rings. So make sure your people are running to the phone and answering it quickly. When they do answer, they need to remember this. The person that is calling you is under a lot of stress. Okay? A survey was done. Most stressful life events: getting a divorce and getting fired. Those were tied for second place at the top of the list. Most stressful life event was moving. So realize that anybody calling you is under a lot of stress. Also, your people need to remember this. The next time they tell you, oh, they were wasting my time, they were a jerk, they were just, that was a bogus call. Nobody shops for an apartment for fun, okay? So there's a reason why they called you. Nobody's like, hey, I got nothing to do today. Let me call apartment communities. Moving is stressful. Moving is scary. They don't want to be calling you. So this is why they might be a little rude to you on the phone, and that's okay. I want you to have a positive demeanor when you answer. Here's how I would recommend you answer the phone. It's a great day at Meadows. What can I get you information on? Notice what I said there. It's a great day at Meadows. Sounds like I'm giving a smile through the phone. And then, and here's a key, what can I get you information on? Every single person that calls your community, whether they're a prospective renter, whether they're a current resident looking for their Amazon package, whether they're a vendor or it's somebody from your maintenance team calling in sick, they all want one thing: information. So when you answer the phone in a more skillful way, it's a great day at Meadows. What can I get you information on? You're starting that conversation on the right foot. It's going exactly the direction you want it to go. Hey, I was calling about availability on your 2-bedroom apartments. Hey, it's Mike in 302. I wanted to see if you had my Amazon package. Whatever the reason is that they're calling, when you answer the phone and say, it's a great day at Meadows, what can I get you information on? You're driving the call in the right direction. Notice what I didn't say when I answered the phone. What did I not say? I didn't say my name, and I didn't say, how can I help you? Okay, let's break down how can I help you first. Stop it. Knock it off. It's the worst possible thing you could hear. Why? Where have you heard how can I help you before? About 10 million times, right? Every time you walk into a store, how can I help you? How can I help you? Every time you call somebody, how can I help you? Your immediate knee-jerk response is to go, salesperson, right? To be taken off by that. And if you're anything like me at the mall, you say, I'm good, I'm just looking, and you push that person away. We are conditioned neurologically to respond negatively to the statement, how can I help you? Okay? It's because everybody asks us this. But when I just flip the script on you and say, what can I get you information on? None of that negative stuff from the mall or walking through the front door of Walmart or whatever it was comes into our mind, and I literally think about the question and tell you what I need. It's a much more skillful statement. Just replace how can I help you with what can I get you information on. Also, never, ever, 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 ever say your name when you answer. It's a great day at Meadows. Thank you for calling Meadows. This is Gina. How can I help you? Right? My mom's name is Gina. If your name's Gina, I'm not trying to bag on Gina. It just popped into my head because that's my mom's name. She's wonderful. I love her. She does sound a little bit like that though, because she's from South Boston. You never want to say your name. Why? Human beings don't talk like that. Like I said before, moving is stressful. Moving is scary. When people are calling under stress, they have to unpack. They want to let you know about why they're calling. So if you say their name or your name before you let them unpack, they're not even going to remember it. I guarantee you, we've done the research, 98.5% of the time they never remember what your name was. So there's no point in you saying it. Also, if you say your name when you answer the phone, thank you for calling, this is Gina, how can I help you? You now at some point in that conversation have to go, let me collect some information about you, what's your name, right? When if I just simply answer the phone and say, it's a great day at Meadows, what can I get you information on? I'm calling about 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms? Yeah, I'm in a 1-bedroom right now and I need some space for an office. I'd like to, get a bigger place with an office. Awesome, that sounds terrific. What research have you done on our community? I saw you guys on apartments.com. It looks really great. I like the pricing. Seems like you've got some amazing floor plans. Awesome, awesome, that's great. By the way, my name's Matt. What's your name? Oh, my name's Doug. Great to meet you, Matt. Now, all of a sudden, do you see how that flowed in a very conversational manner, yet extremely professional, right? What can I get you information on? Did you pick up on that other $1 million question? What research have you done on our community? That should be the next thing that you always ask. Why? Some people are right here in your sales process. They just saw the ad, right? They know nothing about your community. Other people, imagine this, have been there 18 times. Their best friend lives there. They know that Monica just put in her notice to move out of 807, right? And they want Monica's apartments. When I say, what research have you done on our community? It allows you to start the sales process where you are. Know everything about it. Man, I really want Monica's place. It was 807. Hold on. Let me check. Yeah, got her notice right here. Does it make sense for me to send over the app so you can get started on? Absolutely, let's do it. Boom. I get to skip the whole sales process. You get to skip steps. Figure out where that person is. Start where they are. Don't start with where you want to start. It saves yourself a lot of time. Also, other questions you should be asking them. Here's another $1 million question that nobody asks. It's amazing. I train huge portfolios with 40,000 units and they're like, mind blown. We never asked that before. What's your biggest reason for moving? If I want to be able to be skillful, if I want to be able to know that person, if I want to be able to present to them and have a tour, and we teach you how to do all of that. If I want to be able to close them, I can teach you on that too. If I want to be able to handle any objection or complaint that they have, by the way, most of the things that you think are objections right now, it's real estate. It's just a complaint. I should probably, might be a good idea early on in the conversation, figure out what your biggest reason is for moving. Right? That's going to give me a really clear picture of what you're looking for, what state you're in right now, what your ideal scene looks like, and is going to allow me to effectively communicate. Okay? Some other questions that I want your people to ask on the phone. What's most important to you in the apartment? Why is that important? Right? A lot of times they won't ask that, but even if they do, they'll be like, what's most important to you? Kitchen. And they'll just jump right in. Oh, we've got great remodeled kitchens with awesome stainless steel appliances and vinyl plank floors. Stop it. Knock it off. Figure out a little bit more. What's most important to you? Kitchen. Cool, got it. Unpack that for me a little bit. What is it about the kitchen? Well, my current kitchen right now, I don't like it. What don't you like about your kitchen? Space. What's going on? Is there too much space? Is there too little space? Is it counter space? What's going on with your current kitchen? Well, right now it's so small, I can't open the dishwasher and the cabinets at the same time. That sounds terrible. Tell me about it. I haven't cooked a meal in 6 months. Now you're learning about that prospect. Now you're setting yourself up for a good tour. So ask them what's most important to them, and then follow that up. Why is that important? Unpack that for me. Tell me more about that. Here's another, you're welcome. You can thank Rent Magazine, $1 million question that nobody asks. What do you want to see first when you get here? Dog park, right? And again, what do you want to see first when you get here? And then find out why. Let me give you an example. Was just on a call yesterday. I was working. They were halfway there, but they forgot the why. Leasing consultant said, what do you want to see first when you get here? Prospect said, dog park. She did this. Oh, how many fur babies do you have? Because she thought that was clever and amazing. Not so good when the person goes, 0, donut, I'm allergic to dogs, was bit by a dog when I was a kid. I've actually got a lot of anxiety about dogs, and where I'm living right now, guess what they did? They built a dog park right next to my apartment. I got to get the heck out of here. What do you want to see first? Dog park. Just out of curiosity, why do you want to see that first? Because I hate dogs. I want to make sure that whatever apartment I'm in, it's far away from dogs. Whenever you ask a what question, find out the why. Same thing with the date that they need to move in. And nobody asks this. It blows my mind. What date do you need to move in? February 14th. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me check. I don't have anything available that day. Anytime you ask somebody what date do you need to move in, before you make any clicks on your keyboard, and I'd like to coach you, I'd like to work with you down the road and make it so you're not clicking on your keyboard at all. You should just have a good conversation with them. You should be skillful. You shouldn't need to click away at your keyboard. You should ask what makes that date important. Let me give you an example. What date do you need to move in by? February 14th. What makes that date important? I'm actually getting married. That day's Valentine's Day. Then we're going off on our honeymoon. I have to absolutely be moved in, ready to go on the 14th because that's the day my plane leaves. Oh, that makes perfect sense, right? Maybe we should look at getting you in around the 10th so you have some time to unpack. Oh man, I didn't even think about that with the wedding and all. I'm going crazy. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's look at something at the 10th. Let me give you the other side of that. What date do you need to move in? February 14th. What makes that date important? Because it's Valentine's Day and I'm single and I love myself and it's time for me to get out of my parents' basement, right? Now you know, oh, I got somebody that's sleeping on the sofa in their parents' basement. If I can find the right product for them, they're really flexible on the move-in date. Maybe it's a little bit later, maybe it's a little bit sooner, maybe I can get them in right now. Whenever you ask somebody about a date, ask them what makes that date important. And then I want you to say something like, does it make sense for you to come by and take a look today? Notice if I say, does it make sense for you to come by and look at the community today? I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm asking you a timing question. So I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm not being pushy. I'm not being manipulative. I'm not being what those other garbage trainers in the industry teach you how to do. You got to get here right now because our apartments are going fast. You don't want to be like that. Hey, does it make sense for you to come by today? No, I'm not sure. What's a good next step then? Why don't we just do it online? Can you send me the link? Go back, watch this again. I don't care how big your portfolios, I 1,000% guarantee you, if you take some of these tips, and I've just given you a handful out of our phone training, if you implement these. Show this video to your people. Hi people. Hopefully they showed you the video. It's pretty easy to understand this stuff, right? I've communicated it in a way where now you're like, holy cow, it makes sense. Just try it. Write it down. Write down the questions I just showed you. Start answering the phone this way. Start asking these questions. You will have more people come and tour. When they tour, they are going to be so excited to talk to you because you care about them, because you asked questions on the phone call that shows you care. Remember this. I don't care how big your portfolio is. Renters don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So stop it with the, we're a LEED Green certified building in the Cherry Creek School District. We've got an interactive splash pad. We've got stainless steel appliances, a pet park, a saltwater dog wash, a rooftop bike rack. Stop it with all that stuff. Take the time, learn about the person. You're going to have a lot more fun closing leases. Again, my name's Matt Easton. If you enjoyed this at all, don't thank me.
Thank the American Apartment Owners Association. Thank the awesome people at Rent Magazine. They're the ones that made it happen. Check us out over at leasinguniversity.com if you want to learn more. Call me. If you have questions on all this, you're like, I was confusing. I need to ask a quick question to Matt. Call my office. My people know where to find me no matter where in the world I'm doing a training. You can reach us at 888-735-7451. You'll see that phone number at leasinguniversity.com. I love you guys. And as always, be great and get those leases. I'll see you soon.
The way people rent apartments has changed. Today's renter has access to more information. Today's renter has more choices. The apartment industry needs you. Studies have shown that moving is the most stressful life event. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of leasing apartments in a way that's meaningful to you and your renters and get you 7 times more leases. I'll show you how the perfect leasing process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from answering the phone to closing the lease. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so that you can build value in your apartments. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your renter so it's easy for them to rent with you. I've taught the best property management companies and thousands of people just like you how to lease apartments. Property management is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career, it's gonna make perfect sense. Even if you've never worked in sales or property management before. And for the advanced property manager, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Leasing University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective. We're gonna help you become a rock star in property management. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Leasing University.